Hey guys, what's going on? So this is a public service announcement to all you boot addicts like myself. This has been a release that is literally months in the making. I've been waiting for this release for literally probably, I think I heard about this potentially happening back in the summertime. And so now we're into October, which is pretty crazy. But Grantstone finally did it. They finally managed to procure some Garnet Shell Cordovan, some authentic Horween Garnet Shell Cordovan. So this is a very special moment for Grantstone. This is a very special makeup. This is the first time they've been able to run something like this. Like I said before, with the natural shell cordovan and with the Maduro shell cordovan, I look at this more as an opportunity than a purchase. This is an incredible leather. Based on my knowledge of Horween, Garnet Shell is probably pretty similar to color 4 shell cordovan, which is quite a few shades lighter than the color 8, the eggplant color. This stuff is just gorgeous. It's got a nice, really ruby red color to it. That's what I really love about it. So it says, introducing Garnet Shell Cordovan. The garnet color is difficult to define, falling between a deep ruby and medium-bodied red wine. The depth of the vegetable tan cordovan creates a rich, saturated color that cannot be replicated. As with all lighter shell, color variation is expected. Color variation between panels is common and considered acceptable. They're running sizes 6 to 13. D and E widths are available. So for the diesel boot, which is the one I hopped on personally, we've got Goodyear Welt Construction, Leo Last, Horween Shell Cordovan, full grain leather kip lining, vegetable tan leather insole, welt and midsole, cork filler, steel shank, full grain leather heel counters, Grantstone micro stud rubber sole. All right, so now let's move on to the next release. So they're doing 3 total. So next they're doing the Edward boot in Garnet Shell Cordovan, another one I would highly recommend. The edge stain on the sole is going to be a little bit darker, but overall, because it's an Edward boot, it doesn't have as wide of eyelets as the diesel, and for that reason, it's going to lend itself to be a little bit more dressy of a look. Also, the back heel stay that is on the diesel boot will not be on the Edward, so it's a lot sleeker of a boot, definitely more on the dressy side, more traditional looking, much more conservative. I'm a little bit more bold. That's why I go for the diesel. I like the natural edge on the sole on the diesel as compared to the darker stained sole. But I know that some guys who are definitely more traditional will appreciate that darker stained sole on the Edward. And then last but not least, the Traveler Penny in Garnet Shell Cordovan. So this is Grantstone's loafer. This is a Grail loafer, if you ever saw one in your life. This one's also going to have a darker edge stain. So this one is also Goodyear Welt Construction. This one's going to be built on their Alexander last as opposed to their Leo last. Also has full grain leather kip lining, vegetable tan leather insole and welt, cork filler, steel shank, butyl oil dipped leather sole for increased flexibility and longevity. And so yeah, so this one will have a leather sole. That is my favorite sole. It's only going to be a double layer leather sole though, so it's not as thick as the diesel on the leather sole. Anyways, the Alexander last runs a bit more narrow, though it's a bit more narrow than in comparison to the Leo. I actually take a size 8.5E on the Alexander last, whereas in most cases I go for the 8.5D on the diesel and the Edward. And lately on the Floyd last, I've been going for 8E. I find that's a really good fit. And actually for my diesels this time around, I decided to experiment around and also go with the 8E on this one. So I really like the fit in 8.5D, but I feel that the 8E, my fit is just a little bit more locked in. So I just wanted to do this quick video, announce these. This is a really special and exciting offering by Grantstone, and I would hop on them sooner rather than later if you're interested, because there's no telling how many pairs they'll cap out on, and once it's sold out, then it might be a little while before we get a restock on this. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will leave links to all 3 makeups in the description below, and stay tuned. I got a lot more boot videos coming up. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see y'all in my next video.